Good afternoon. So I wanted to make an announcement about a new partnership I'm entering into in relation to the workplace wellbeing part of my business. And I wanted to quote from a recent data from Gallup, who are the world leaders in analytics and advisory services in workplace wellbeing. And they say from their Gallup 2024 Global Workplace Report that 41% of employees globally experience significant levels of stress at work. Additionally, it also says that we have 23% of employees worldwide are engaged at work, with actively disengaged employees reporting higher levels of stress, worry, and anger than even the unemployed. Those kind of statistics really quite telling in a lot of ways. And also, earlier this year, I ran a workplace wellbeing event, and it was about bringing together experts in the workplace wellbeing space. And we had workshops with speakers, laughter yoga, therapies at the back of the room. So the whole purpose of this was, it was run in conjunction with IBEX National Workplace Wellbeing Day 2024. And it really was to not to give out all the stats and for people to just go away with nothing, only more statistics, but instead to give them the tools that they would need in order to do something about the way they felt. So it was a mixture of companies and employees attending, and it was very well, it went down very well. And I think that was due to the fact as well that there was this whole a holistic approach where people could have a therapy if they so wished to, which was complimentary with your price. So I am actually going to be running this again next year. And what people called it was a reset. Several people that attended left feedback to say that it was the reset they didn't know they needed. So I am looking for any sponsors that would like to come on board in relation to that. So between the reports that I read online about the state of disengaged workplaces and disengaged employees, and the fact how well received my event was and the other events that were ran on Workplace Wellbeing Day, it's obvious that there is a need there. The way I like to run my workplace wellbeing events is for them to be very bespoke to what the employees actually need. And I say the employees because the employees have different needs sometimes than the managers have, and sometimes managers have extremely strong needs that they need addressed as well. So really, I always do a learn needs assessment before I do any workplace wellbeing to gauge what it is that whoever's doing the course, who's ever going to be attending the course and wants the course, I know what they need. Because sometimes what can happen is wellbeing is a buzzword, and wellbeing initiatives can be introduced to companies, and they can be, with all the goodwill in the world, they may not be actually programs and initiatives that actually suit the needs of what the employees actually need. So when I, as I say, do my wellness programs, I always do a needs assessment and a follow-up to make sure that the people's needs are met. At my workplace wellbeing event, I met a company, Brian and Orla from BP2W, Best Place to Work, and really forged a great partnership with them. And it started off with a friendship, obviously, first, but it really is, I love what they do, because whilst I develop bespoke workplace wellbeing to my audiences, they have a diagnostic tool for workplace wellbeing, cutting edge software. So their diagnostic tools measures really what it is that the various aspects of the workplace environment, including mood at work, culture at work, safety at work, sustainability at work, and satisfaction at work. So there's a whole wide range of psychometric evaluations and solutions. So basically, one of these diagnostic tools is run at the beginning of a program. And then what happens is there is real analytics there, real solutions can be then based on those metrics. So it's cutting edge, as I say, because this company have been running these programs for the last 18 years and have worked with world leaders around the world and companies around the world. So I'm delighted to partner with Best Place to Work. They also have an accreditation program, which is wonderful as well. So, by going through these using these diagnostic tools, looking at the metrics, having the employees' needs met or the managers' needs met by targeted interventions like bespoke wellbeing programs, really targeting what it is the employees want. Then the metrics can be looked at again. So there's follow up, and it's also self managed so that um, it's very transparent. And that's what I love about the partnership. For me, it's that left brain coming in to help me while I create the courses. I have the analytics and the metrics from this cutting edge software. If you want any more information about the landing page with all the information, the link there to go onto a calendar and have a half an hour discovery call. We can chat more about your needs or how you feel this combination of the diagnostic tool, the metrics, being very focused on exactly what it is that your employees want, or indeed what it is that your managers need. This to me really is essential when a company is tailoring the needs, because at the end of the day, as I said at the very start, wellness isn't about just being this buzzword and we're bringing in initiatives. What we want is overall is to have productivity within our teams. That's what the bottom line is for a company, is to introduce well-being packages that actually solve a solution, a pain point for them. If their staff are disengaged, finding out what it is that's making their staff disengaged and offering really laser focused solutions for that. And sometimes, and a lot of the time, it's these pain points that employees may have can be around fear. Now, fear can be based from a lot of different things. It could be maybe fear of AI coming in some particular areas. And I wrote some articles on that for my Inside Workplace Wellbeing newsletter here on LinkedIn, because fear is real in relation to AI, until we understand how, and it will be different for every company, how actually a company can use AI that will actually benefit their employees if that's the case. So, fear again can also lead to feeling stressed. So we find out when we do these tests what it is that the employees really need. And the good thing to note about it as well is that these are anonymous. Whilst the diagnostic tool and the metrics are run at an employee level, those results aren't seen necessarily unless they want to be shared by the employee. They're not shared, just the results are shared, so that the company from the top down can see what the mood of the company is like, what the culture of the company is like, whatever it is that the company are looking at to improve. That is my exciting partnership. Delighted to partner with Best Place to Work, who are based in Mayo. I'm based in Galway myself, but offer wellbeing programs both nationwide and worldwide. Obviously, a lot of the time we can do these through Zoom, but more local events, I'm quite happy to go in person as well. And I also have added a lot more team building courses and workshops to my offerings, because when we do team building, again, obviously it'll be finding out what the issue is the company want to work with, but we can go really, really deep with team building exercises and really, get the group involved in a fun way, fun environment. It's not, doesn't all have to be serious, whilst the results we want to get obviously are. Exercises can be done, icebreakers can be done, and that really show everyone there at the workshop different things like effective communication styles, because we'll see when we work in groups, and especially when we do team building in groups, you can see the different dynamics of different ways that different people communicate. And teams can really find out a lot about each other on team building retreats or team building staff days that they have. And that's actually great, because there again, a lot of the work I love to do is breaking down barriers, breaking down the barriers that stop teams being dynamic. And as I say, a lot of the time it is based around fear, maybe fear of speaking to somebody because you don't know how they're going to react. And that's fair enough. It's very logical. We don't want to be bombarded, maybe as a manager, with something that we're not able to, or we don't have the solution to. So at team building workshops like this, again, a lot of these issues can be ironed out in a way that doesn't feel as though anyone is getting given out to or anything. We deal with issues. It could be communication, as I say, which is often one. We break down the barriers and how teams communicate with each other. We begin to accept each other in teams and our uniqueness and our differences, because different people communicate in different ways and everyone has different needs within a team. It's not everyone that wants to put their hand up and be the speaker and be the one that is the vocal one. But it doesn't mean that the more introverted person doesn't have their place on the team. And I also introduce themes like generational themes, because we find often these days that within teams we can have many different intergenerational ages. And with that comes its own issues at times. And I've written about this as well on my Inside Workplace Wellbeing newsletter on LinkedIn, because, again, it's about breaking down those barriers that people may have intergenerationally. And oftentimes it's based on perception, maybe how we perceive a certain generation. But perceptions are not the truth. They're our truths, and they're based on our own belief system. And of course, we can all have unconscious biases that are actually fueling our actions. So we can really, through these workshops, through whatever type of workplace wellbeing workshop you want to bring into your company, we can iron out those, bring them up to the surface, because an unconscious bias is something that's unconscious, so we don't know about it. Again, of course, somebody might have this realization that they hold one of these unconscious biases. Doesn't mean they have to share. It's just bringing focus on it, and it's bringing attention on it for ourselves. So within these team building and within these workplace wellbeing, there's actually also learning for people at an individual level, which they don't have to share should they not wish to. But if they change, of course, as part of the team, that's ultimately what we want. Because again, as I say, the bottom line for companies is they want productive teams, productive employees. Employees want to feel valued, seen and heard in the workplace, because then they have a sense of belonging. So it's about bringing in all these aspects, because we all have basic needs that we need. So I just wanted to talk a little bit more about that, because the analytics that Best Place to Work have, their tools in that, they cover all different areas as well under different pillars. And I'm happy to have a conversation with anyone that's even curious to find out more. The discovery calls, which you can reach out and book through that link there. Actually, the first tool you can use to ascertain the mood at work is actually complimentary. So it's a great way to really find real quality metrics, find out what it is that is making your employees disengaged or disgruntled or feeling stressed, feeling anxious, feeling fearful, realizing those first, and then taking the step to bring in measures to rectify that. So if you want any more information, as I say, you can reach out to my website, doloresandrew.com, workplace-wellbeing-solutions. Really looking forward to this partnership with Best Place to Work. And of course, I'll be sharing more over the next few weeks and months and into the future on it. And also, of course, if you want to find out more about the other offerings I have, please do reach out at doloresandrew.com.